You've seen the postcard from Costa Rica, right? The crowded beaches, the perfectly planned tours, the long lines just to get one photo. It's stunning for sure. But that's just one page of a much bigger story. What if I told you there's a whole other side to this country? A wilder, more authentic side that most travelers miss completely. And what if I told you that you could explore it without breaking the bank? Today, we're uncovering 10 secret spots just off the beaten path. These are the hidden gems and untouched jungles that reveal the real Costa Rica. The one that's still raw, authentic, and waiting for you. So stick around and we'll show you a Costa Rica you never knew was there, with the tips and prices you need to make it happen. 1. Drake Bay, the untouched peninsula. Our journey starts on the remote Osa Peninsula, in a place that truly feels like the edge of the world. Drake Bay, getting here is an adventure in itself. While roads have improved, the best way in is still by boat, a gorgeous trip that winds through mangrove forests before spilling out into the vast Pacific. And that isolation, that's its superpower. It's what keeps the crowds away. Drake Bay is your gateway to one of the most biodiverse regions on the entire planet. This isn't a place for fancy resorts. It's about rustic lodges, disconnecting from the grid, and plugging into nature in its purest form. Pro tip: the public boat from the town of Sarapiquí is the most common way to arrive. Book your spot in advance, especially during the high season from December to April. Expect to pay around $20 to $25 per person for the one-way trip. Lodges here range widely, but you can find charming rustic accommodations for about $100 to $150 a night. 2. Corcovado National Park, the crown jewel. A quick boat ride from Drake Bay takes us to our next stop, a place National Geographic famously called the most biologically intense place on Earth, Corcovado National Park. This park is the undisputed crown jewel of Costa Rica, a massive protected expanse of primary rainforest. You can't just wander in. Access is tightly controlled, and a certified local guide is required, which preserves its untamed character. Hiking here feels like walking back in time. Spending a night at a simple ranger station under a blanket of stars isn't just a stay, it's an experience that truly sticks with you. Pro tip: permits and certified guides are mandatory and book out months in advance. Plan ahead. A standard day tour from Drake Bay can cost between $100 and $150 per person, which includes your guide, park entrance fee, and transportation. It is a vital investment to preserve this treasure. 3. Bajos del Toro, the land of waterfalls. Leaving the southern coast, we head for the Central Highlands and into a region that can only be called a waterfall paradise, Bajos del Toro. While other famous falls get all the attention, this area hides dozens of incredible cascades that are shockingly uncrowded. The star of the show for us was Catarata del Toro, an epic waterfall that plunges nearly 300 feet into an extinct volcanic crater. But the real magic is that another adventure lies around every bend. We explored the surreal blue falls and swam in unbelievably clear pools. Pro tip: a 4x4 vehicle is highly recommended for exploring the steep, sometimes unpaved roads here. The entrance fee to Catarata del Toro is around $15. We suggest getting the combo ticket for about $25, which also gives you access to the incredible nearby Blue Falls complex. 4. Bijagua, the town that time forgot. Next, we drive north to a small town tucked between two volcanoes, Bijagua. This quiet community is the perfect peaceful base for exploring the nearby Tenorio Volcano National Park. Bijagua is the gateway to Río Celeste, a river so brilliantly blue it looks like a dream, caused by a unique mix of volcanic minerals. Beyond the famous river, Bijagua is a place for quiet walks and incredible bird watching. We hiked the Heliconia's hanging bridges, and unlike the crowded bridges elsewhere, we had the canopy-level trails almost to ourselves. Pro tip: visit Río Celeste early in the morning on a weekday to avoid the few crowds that do come and to see the color at its best before potential afternoon rains. The entrance to Tenorio Volcano National Park is about $12 for foreigners. For the Heliconia's hanging bridges, expect to pay a similar entrance fee for a much more personal experience. 5. Puerto Viejo de Sarapiquí, the biologist's playground. Our adventure then took us into the Caribbean lowlands, to a place easily confused with its party-hardy namesake on the coast, Puerto Viejo de Sarapiquí. This is a humble agricultural community surrounded by vital rainforest reserves. This area is a hotspot for biologists and dedicated nature lovers. We explored the Tirambina Reserve and La Selva Biological Station, trekking through a steamy, dense rainforest just buzzing with life. A major highlight was a gentle float trip down the Sarapiquí River. Pro tip: Consider visiting in the green season from May to November for fewer crowds and lower prices. A guided walk at a renowned research center like La Selva Biological Station might cost around $28 for a 3-hour tour. A river float tour is also a fantastic value, often costing less than larger adventure tours while providing incredible wildlife sightings. We're halfway through our list, and if you're already dreaming of visiting these hidden spots and want more tips for finding the real Costa Rica, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Your support helps us keep chasing these incredible off-the-grid adventures, and we've got so much more to show you. 6. Uvita and Marino Ballena National Park, the whale's tail. Now, let's head back to the Pacific, to the southern coast and the town of Uvita. The heart of Uvita is Marino Ballena National Park, home to the famous whale's tail, a sandbar that, at low tide, perfectly mimics the shape of a whale's fluke. And the name is no coincidence. For several months each year, this is a hotspot for humpback whales. Beyond the whales, we explored hidden waterfalls and snorkeled off Caño Island. Uvita strikes that perfect balance between raw nature and comfort. Pro tip: there are 2 whale seasons, December to March and July to October. Plan your trip accordingly. The park entrance fee is a very affordable $6 for foreigners. A 3-hour whale watching tour typically costs between $70 and $90 and is an unforgettable experience. 7. Montezuma, the Bohemian Escape. On the southern tip of the Osa Peninsula, we find our next stop, Montezuma. This place has a chilled-out bohemian vibe. Getting here often involves a ferry, which naturally helps keep the massive tour buses away. The real magic is hidden in the nature that surrounds it. We spent a day hiking to the iconic Montezuma waterfalls and tackled the rugged trails of the nearby Cabo Blanco Nature Reserve, the very first protected area in Costa Rica. Pro tip: check the Punta Arenas to Paquera ferry schedule online in advance. For a budget-friendly day, hiking to the Montezuma waterfalls often requires only a small fee or donation. Entrance to the rugged Cabo Blanco Nature Reserve is about $12. A boat tour to the White Sand Tortuga Island is a popular day trip, costing around $65 to $78 per person. 8. Orosi Valley, the cultural heartland. From the coast, we head inland, close to the capital city but into a world that feels light years away. The Orosi Valley. Wrapped in steep green hillsides blanketed with coffee plantations, this valley is one of Costa Rica's oldest settlements. This spot is about soaking in culture and serene beauty. We hiked to a powerful waterfall and wandered through the Ujeras ruins, the remains of one of Costa Rica's oldest churches. The views here are absolutely breathtaking. Pro tip: while a rental car is best, the valley is accessible via affordable public buses from Cartago. The Ujeras ruins are generally free to visit. To really connect with the local economy, take an authentic coffee tour at a small, family-owned farm. These tours often cost around $20 to $35 and offer a much more personal experience than large-scale operations. 9. Sarapiquí River, the mangrove maze. Our journey now leads us to a passageway that's a secret spot on its own, the Sarapiquí River. The town of Sarapiquí is the main jumping-off point for boats to Drake Bay, but the river and its vast mangrove system, one of the largest in Central America, are an incredible destination. Instead of just passing through, we hired a kayak and spent a day paddling through the silent winding tunnels of the mangroves. Gliding through that vital, almost mystical habitat offers a perspective you just can't get from a hiking trail. Pro tip: early morning or late afternoon guided boat tours are best for spotting wildlife. A shared 3-hour mangrove tour by boat can be found for around $60 to $85 per person, offering an incredible value for the sheer amount of wildlife you can see. Kayak rentals are also available for a more self-guided adventure. 10. Rincón de la Vieja, the volcanic frontier. For our final gem, we're going north to Rincón de la Vieja National Park. While the volcano is well known, most tourists stick to one small section. The surrounding area feels incredibly rugged and off the beaten path. We explored trails that led to bubbling mud pots and steaming fumaroles. It feels like you're walking on a living planet. We also hiked to the gorgeous Osa Peninsula waterfall and later soaked in the natural Rio Negro hot springs. Pro tip: you must buy park tickets online in advance from the official SINAC government website, as they are not sold at the gate. The entrance fee is around $15 to $17. A day pass to relax in the natural Rio Negro hot springs and use the volcanic mud is a fantastic deal, costing about $25 to $35 per person. So there you have it. 10 incredible places that prove the real Costa Rica isn't always in the travel guides. It's on a bumpy boat ride to a remote peninsula. It's in the quiet depths of a mangrove forest and on the misty trails of a waterfall wonderland. Getting to these places takes a bit more effort, sure, but the reward is something you can't put a price on. With a bit of planning and these insider tips, you'll find the feeling of discovering something truly special, connecting with nature without the noise, and seeing a country for what it really is, wild, beautiful, and still full of secrets. We hope this inspires you to look beyond the obvious on your next trip and to take the road less traveled, because that's where the real adventure always begins. Let us know in the comments which spot you'd visit first, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.